in the Steve Ditto, and what I feel like I typically see is that, you know, that first 10 seconds is like, yo, truce, fist bump, go ahead and get some materials or whatever.
I'm interested to see if they opt for that, because, you know, there are some Steve Dittos that happen. They do, some that don't. Seems like we will be here, too, and finally the handshake on getting the stone tools at the very least. Not going to go all the way to diamond, but still a small upgrade. And as I say that here, too, seems like we're going to take a little bit more time.
All right, chat, place your bets. Who's going to get to diamond first? Okay, it looks like looks like Syrup was able to do it. I don't know if you have any bits to bet here to see who can mine the fastest. I don't know. I'm kind of playing like a mini game in my head. I haven't watched that horse racing game, but I imagine, you know, probably similar energy, just seeing who's going to do what first. But, yeah, 0%. All right, the first hit here coming from Syrup. 75% with a diamond in hand. Nils on deck for sure. Both of these people, absolute execution monsters. Now, a second diamond has made it to the field. acola responding, but not getting nearly the same amount of bang for his buck there on that opening hit.
This will be very interesting here, too. Very rarely do you get to see Steve operate with this kind of arsenal. Diamonds online damn near immediately. Half a bar of iron here. So, I mean, if you want to talk about having every single jewel in the gauntlet, this might be it.
I think I'm hearing people in the crowd, yelling mine and cart just every time he's pressing these B moves, which is interesting to me. So shout outs to them making it hype here. And that bear did not touch that block like I thought. I thought we were going to be able to see Syrup tech that. So only 20% separating them. Really unique high recovery into the minecart, going to give Syrup that first option, that first stock. And I'm curious to see what they're going to have in their back pocket against the other top Steves.
Reset here, too. Do not get in front of that wall. That is often a trap card laid there by acola, swinging through so many times. Back air, not going to kill from the middle. Having to take the cart. Again, with all of this iron resources, we do not have to worry about all too much. We can cart as much as we want. We can anvil as much as we want. Dash attack, as I was saying, through the wall so many times. acola wants you to stand right in front of that fortress.
He sure does. Obviously, Diamond F smash is a problem. Depending on where the blocks land, minecart could be a problem, or even just that dash attack like we saw. So got to be careful not to take the bait on that. He's doing it for a reason. But as I say it, though, Syrup pretty far ahead here and losing that stock to the back here, but got a lot of percent to work with in the second stock.
Resources here, setting out the minecart as, you know, another line of defense. You can break down that wall quite quick with many of the options scooped up here.
I like that Syrup is not overcommitting on these combos. He knows if he's wrong, minecart, anvil, all those things are going to be huge out of disadvantage. acola finally finding a nice hit there with that up tilt, going to rack up so much damage off the Heezy, bouncing off the backboard right there. Potentially could have set up for even more for Syrup. It's going to be really interesting to see this Ditto because there's so many errant blocks around. Who knows what the knockback will actually look like once we start trading air-to-air back airs like we're seeing now.
And for what looked like an extremely strong Syrup start. Damn near even game going into this one to stock, too. Feels like acola is getting a lot more settled into this one.
Oh, yeah, they're getting comfy. They're making art. I think they built up a missing no over there a second ago. Like, you know,
yeah, Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, Jackson Pollock.
It's interpretive.
He covered the ledge with a Basquiat. That was crazy. But, like, Syrup finding yet another stock with that diamond back here. It feels like for probably the duration of most of the set, they're both going to have that as an option. Arguably one of the strongest arrows in the game. But acola running out there with an aerial down smash, the only character that can hit those, so great way to respond.
Jettisoned out of the corner here, too. It just feels like you can't keep these characters in the same place for long. You have so many different movement options, be it going vertically or across the stage. Wall in line here, too. Syrup tried to get frisky with it.
Yeah, trying to. You see acola great on the SDI, though. That one jab could have been a disaster, but he knows what he's looking for. Both of them just wanting those jabs, wanting those up tilts. But now acola finding the fares, setting up the cards. But Steve getting punched in the face. Going to die right there at 70. That was insane.
Yeah, fantastic option. Realizing there was so much hesitation that Syrup could go for on that recovery, maybe trying to let the blocks disappear. Realizing the setup on a forward smash, you're not going to go under the stage. You had an iron block set up right at that ledge. You get duffed there if you're trying to use a Lytra. So Syrup, realizing the only way forward was to go out and around, acola accounted for it.
Yeah, that was actually crazy because in that scenario, you're under the blocks. A lot of characters, Steve or otherwise, would panic.
Yeah.
So for him to have a punish that hard for flying around it was so nice. So good stuff for acola right there in that game one.
Yeah, the no hitbox on the uppie is going to make that so much harder to deal with. You see that with like teleport characters, and obviously you can see it here with Steve.
All right, game two. Chat really wants their player from the U.S. to do this. I'm seeing a lot of lock-in Syrup, a lot of people cheering him on, not only in chat but also in the crowd. let's see if maybe he can be the very first Steve to ever beat acola in the Ditto. But right now, it's not looking great.
Not going to opt for the same kind of, gentlemen's to get these resources online, scrapping early here too. And I think that might be acola realizing that Syrup kind of got the better end of us in that first stock.
I like this approach more. If I were in this Ditto, I think I would also just be like, yo, square up right at the start of the match. Because once you get that big opening hit, you get that 50, 60 or whatever from those wood tools, obviously you have the percent advantage, but you're going to be able to mine, and they have to either choose between trying to run up and close the gap or starting to mine, and you can start punishing that. So that opening hit is going to mean a ton in this Ditto because there's so many stakes around when you should actually pull the resources.
And the crowd out counting how many anvils get dropped between these two players. Man, I hope you can count high.
That's crazy. That's what they've been doing? Oh,
and there it is right there. You can hear it, my friend.
Shout-outs to the crowd. Again, a lot of people online do not know what it's like to have this offline energy. It is such a different vibe, and they're really, really having so much fun out there. So
Riptide's different.
Riptide is different.
Riptide's different.
We're going to have some fun here, too. But Syrup not having any fun in this game, too. acola just about lapped him in percent, setting up the blocks in an interesting way, whiffing the bear that could have been a disaster. So Syrup finding the ground, but got a lot of work to do to make up this damage.
Finally going to do it, but damaged goods here on this second stock for Syrup. Again, be careful with that wall, my friend.
All right, they're playing Crazy Taxi. He's finally got a diamond, but diamond pickaxe after a low percent throw.
Repeat the situation.
Yo!
Footstool through the block, forced acola down again, duffed by the wood.
Bro, people dying and they never died before. I have never seen
people dying in ways nobody ever died.
I have never seen that in my life casting this game. Footstooling him through that platform was so sick. So Syrup, despite that huge percent deficit, making a huge response right there, killing him at only 30. Let's see how acola responds here. Still got a lot of great pressure.
Ooh.
Got the diamond in hand. Gonna have a lot extra time to mine here too, and a ton of stones. So this still will be pretty challenging for Syrup.
Ooh, the runoff forward there too. I think Syrup might have been predicting like immediate drop through platform back air. So acola, the minor adjustments in the placement going to make that stock a lot easier. Ooh. Walk the dog. The SDI to get away from that combo. acola ready to not go off stage.
Yeah, I kind of predicted the SDI on both of them was going to be so crazy. One, because they know the risk, and two, because they have such great execution. So yes, being able to stand on the stage, especially after getting footstooled, was massive for acola. I like the way Syrup is moving, dash dancing in and out, baiting out those back airs, and now we have ourselves pretty much an even game here. I cannot predict this, but I know jumping around that wall is not where you want to be.
It's crazy. There's so much hijinks in this match here, too. You can't call it one way or another until the final stock is taken there, too. If you were to remove the stocks and the percent at the bottom of the screen, it felt like acola was dominating the entire time, but Syrup stayed in lockstep until that last moment.
He sure did, and he really needed that huge play on that second stock there. So hopefully in this Game 3, we can see a little bit more of that energy, because now just one single game away from being eliminated by the unequivocal Steve Destroyer in acola. He was born in the darkness, okay? This is the Steve to beat. So hopefully Syrup can find something. He's got great answers. We're seeing obviously a lot of signs of life, but can he actually at least put some points up on the board?
Ooh, trading up tilts here too. They seem to share one brain cell, at least in the opening goings of this game.
I love them both just stopping. Haha, we should kiss. No, unless, like that's what it looks like right there. All right, they got really hyped for that combo, 64% right off the bat. No diamonds around yet, but we do at least have gold tools apiece. Gold tools, very, very, like, I feel like we talk a lot about, like, diamond and how scary it is. Gold is really scary, too. That frame data is insane, so maybe we'll see one of them just go for the gold real quick. But acola going for the stock with that bear. Still too weak of a tool, but Syrup really, really close to losing this first one.
Middle stage here, too. Going to opt a little bit of a moment of respite here for the damage that was coming in droves. Back air not going to do it. I feel like we're getting so close to the blast zone on a lot of these hits. Still, no one dropping the first one yet.
Yeah, nobody wants to be the brave one to run in recklessly right there. A lot of anvils coming from the sky.
Wow.
We've only seen, I think, one footstool dare because they're just not on each other's shields like that. But still, letting them rip from up there, making it a complete nightmare to be under Steve. This is so difficult. Both of them just crashing cars, but that little bit of hit stop is just enough for Syrup to close that stock out.
Yeah, the immediate dare out of minecart left acola in the same position for far too long, and Syrup able to find something for it. Conversion, though, simple and clean. The day one stuff still works.
Yeah, it's really wild that that was like a running away up tilt, and he was still able to pivot back and find that up smash. So great work from acola right there. they're building roller coasters in center stage. I don't really know how so I can describe this, but surely they want to go ahead and get some more tools out. Syrup definitely has the diamond in hand. Looks like acola does too. Acola not afraid to get aggressive though. Even though he's down, even though it's been kind of a tough one, still in his face, still trying to box with him.
Knockdown here too. Red that neutral tech. Waiting for this. You cannot get behind that block. You see acola just sharking with it.
Wow, and great punishes from Syrup. It's so tough to track Steve from below. One, obviously because Anvil is such a crazy kill move, but even acola being able to put those blocks out mid-air and change his landings is huge for trying to punish. Still though, Syrup up 2 stocks to 1.
And as you are asking for, that footstool there going to shine once again to take the stock. We've seen leads for Syrup in this set thus far, but acola, completely different beast when it comes to that final stock as opposed to the first two.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good here. Finds the opening jab, does force acola into that panic air dodge, but acola not too terribly far out of this. Minecart not going to set up for much. I like that Syrup is hanging out under those platforms because of the anvil, but as I say it, scoots 1 foot out there and immediately gets punished for it.
Oh my goodness, maneuvering so well to get under acola there too. Pressured. That block disappearing could have forced acola to drop shield and die to the anvil.
Yeah, that was an absolute disaster zone, so really careful micro spacing to avoid that. Acola slightly out of range to place those blocks, and Syrup perfectly fine to find a punish for it. 82%, but gets ran over by the minecart, so now 1 stock apiece. But even if Syrup is able to take just this one game, that will drastically change the win rate that he has over all the other Steves.
Right.
It is grim to beat Syrup in the Ditto.
Ooh, the tech off the wall. Ooh. So much damage. Dead off the top. Notching a game here, too. We have a pulse, although faint in the chest of Syrup, still alive.
Amazing work right there from Syrup. This not only could be a huge upset if he does this to be the first Steve to beat acola, but number 11 in the world beating number 2 will absolutely push him over the edge in that top 10 territory for next rank. He's probably got it regardless. I mean, he's had quite the season either way, but yeah, we do at least have a point on the board here. Let's see how acola responds on his back foot.
FD will be our counter pick here too. Okay, so a little bit different on the resource cycle here too, and going to use the shovel to mine, so you're not going to waste any durability on your pickaxe. You're not going to waste any durability on your axe here too, so full-fledged offense forward here too for those tools. Standing on the TNT though, you see him being mined with that pickaxe. Interesting.
Interesting choice to go for that, yeah. So, all right, Syrup immediately got the diamond in hand because both of them just want to start off with their best resources. So, once again, getting the opening hit in the gambit. We saw it last game. We're seeing it right now. acola, on the other hand, trying to find something with these up tilts as Syrup is hanging out below, above him, but a little late on the draw here.
Ooh, really bad situation. Fantastic elytra angle. Going to stay alive for it. That could have been a huge opener with that low percent stock take.
Yeah, that's the really rough thing. Like, obviously, Steve is such an incredible character, but trying to edgeguard him, there are so many different elytra angles, it is very hard to guess which way he's going. So, good presence of mind from acola to still keep it tricky. Up tilt to back air, not going to kill. Kind of an awkward angle off the side, but now Syrup, once again, forced to come back against an entire wall, and this time just driving past it. Doesn't want to risk getting tagged with those back airs, even though it still worked out on the other side.
Here we go. Gold Tools immediately here coming in for Syrup. No diamond to speak of, but as you were saying, Sai, Gold Tools no slouch in their own right. Not going to catch the air dodge here, too, but off the backboard with that down smash.
All right, acola once again showing us some great patience. Syrup, what was that?
Ejectocito.
Yeah, Jarvis, fly me over half screen. That was crazy. Never seen Steve do that before. So acola still got an infinite bag of tricks at his disposal. Syrup up tilt, but too far to find the back air. F-Smash definitely going to take it home, though.
And it feels like neither of these players can get a very solid lead. I feel like for the most part, we've been within, 30, 40% of each other. And, obviously Steve can put that percent on so quickly.
We're seeing it right now. Down tilt into the minecart. That's a huge Steve combo because it just bridges you so far to the side. It is very easy for him to just either kill you outright with the minecart or just, gimp you. So that aside, though, Syrup racked up a lot of damage. One errant minecart going to give acola something, but now that he has the lead, he's hanging out midair. He's keeping those blocks above him, not even just panicking with the anvil, but just making it tough for acola to chase him down. And now he's got himself a solid lead.
Walking it down here, too, though. I love the block placements, just getting the combo to go a little bit further in the air. Didn't get the immediate nil, which could have maybe led you a little quicker on that punish, but still damage nonetheless. Give me these, though.
Yikes, 70% and dropping the final punish on that air dodge. My goodness, what a turnaround we just saw right there in the momentum in this set. Syrup looking way up, could potentially make it to game 5 with a 2 stock. barely clanking with that anvil, though. That was really, really risky.
Up and over, riding through, footstool down air once again.
Yeah, I definitely think he's coming out ahead on a lot of these footstool down air. So, Syrup trying to fight back, riding dirty, dropping the minecart over there. acola once again forced to try to go for those panic anvils, but Syrup really, really good at responding to so many of them. Now got a ton of difference to make up. And we're seeing Syrup clank with the anvils more too, so acola got to get in there and got to start scrapping because it is 104% 2-3.
And for this final battle on this game 4 here too, does not seem like they want to pull any punches. Again, Diamond selected, minecart. A little bit of an anticlimactic ending to that one. I thought we'd get another showdown, but Syrup takes maybe the most dominant game of the set thus far.
Definitely. You could tell acola was kind of looking for answers. The defensive options were getting scouted out. The anvil's just not working out the way that he wanted. Even when they would like hit a shield, anvil, or minecart, Syrup had something to just clank with the hitbox, which is a huge way to get out of those situations. A lot of characters really struggle horizontally or just from being below Steve. So Syrup's got some good answers to the Ditto. They've never fought before, but Syrup's got quite the message. He really wants to be the first one to ever beat acola this way.
Final destination once again, wall in line, and uses regularly scheduled programming, you guys. We have been here before.
We certainly have a whole lot of mining, whole lot of dirt, but hopefully they get out the coal factory pretty soon and actually get to scrapping. Both of them got gold. I think I heard someone mine a diamond. Yes, so we do have a diamond on deck. Syrup once again getting the opening hit, and acola ghost riding the whip, gonna bring it back with that minecart. That was crazy.
Not going to catch anything on that air dodge away from acola. Got a little too far away. Strong hit, though. My goodness, so much damage just off the straight back air.
All right, yeah, really, really small lead here.
Whoa, okay, alley-oops yourself there.
Yeah, that was really nice. Great coverage. Obviously had the sky in control, but the minecart going to make the ground pretty tough, too. acola, once again, way down a percent, just barely hanging on here, but Syrup has a ton of momentum, could easily get this reverse 3-0. This is looking insane for the acola fans.
And over, the landing on block may have prevented acola from getting hit. Footstool down air, though. Again, massive lead here for Syrup.
Massive lead, and only barely really had to do a whole lot of tools to get it. And that grab with the diamond is going to be massive for Syrup. acola has to find at least one solid combo to stay in this.
Now, this is crazy. We have not seen this situation damn near the entire set. Very little iron in the way for acola. So those down airs finally getting those resources online. That's why you saw Syrup pushing so hard in the early goings of that stock 2 for acola.
Yeah, this is where it gets risky. You see acola, he's way down. Of course he wants to mine, but Syrup has so much extra to work with, obviously being up a stock, but being so low percent. So both of them.
akola's hands are off his controller.
Oh, yeah.
You beat that.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit stressed out. This was probably pretty interesting as far as like psychic damage goes to be down a stock in this position against another Steve, which he's never lost to before. So Syrup perfectly fine to just take his time, doesn't mind slowing the pace down, but hopefully doesn't slow down too much and lose any momentum because acola is definitely fighting back with these up tilts. Ooh.
Yeah, don't want to get under Syrup here, too. It's so scary. Up smash not going to find its mark. Just barely missing. Great air dodge timing, but still you have no real estate to work with. The roll behind perfectly timed.
Oh, thought he was going to bounce up a little higher. Great tech. And the minecart getting acola killed because it is so active when it comes against something like that. Diamond back air. Syrup one stock away from being the first team to do it. Moving on into this top 8. Cementing his spot and getting a huge W as the Lumi rank number 11. How in the world will acola tap into that final health bar and figure out what to do here?
Crazy momentum here, too. You can see acola getting shaky, getting too shaky for this one. Pulling minecarts at the wrong time, approaching haphazardly. Syrup just seems to be eating up all of these approaches.
Okay, finds one stock with that diamond F smash, but we got so much more work to do. That was nearly the game right there. acola has to be so careful. No time to even mind. Syrup came in swinging with anvils, F smashes, everything you can think of. acola finding a pretty solid answer, though, 68% and rising. Hopefully, we can at least take this to the last stock, but Syrup definitely wants to just end it all right now.
Over the opponent here, too. You got to be careful of these double jumps and everything. Eventually, will have to land here, too. Working out of a phone booth is acola, staying alive on a tightrope. Oh, no! Finding the stock, game 5 out of the minecart. Oh, my goodness. For the first time in akola's entire career, losing the Steve Ditto. Syrup slays the giant.
Not only was that a massive upset, considering where they are on the Lumi rank and considering where they were seated in the bracket, but to finally go down to another Steve player and to end up at 7th, which for anyone else at a P tier obviously would be just such a massive, life-altering, result in itself. But for acola, probably going to sting a little bit. I mean, that was easily one of the favorites to take this whole thing. It's someone I thoroughly expect to see in Grands, but going to be going down to a Steve from the U.S. in
Oh my gosh, what a way. What a set, too. I feel like a lot of people, and I'm talking to you, chat, might have not been too excited for that one, too, but Steve Ditto pulling out all of that excitement from everybody in this crowd and us as well, too. My God.
Wow, I'm actually getting a little bit exhausted because that was such an insane display of just conditioning your opponent. Like, it started off obviously, Syrup is the underdog. He's like, oh, I hope this stuff works out. Akala's up a couple games, but he's like, you know what? I'm starting to scout some stuff out. I think as soon as he got that first footstool punish and just showed us, like, hey, this isn't going to be what you expect. This isn't what you've seen before.